His old fuck's gonna join us for some jammies. Including this one. You ought to know this, right? Just go catch them in toasters all the time. Shit. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we can pull this off, yeah? Hey, Supernova! D-A-N-C! Hey! That still stands, by the way. So we're actually requesting that you dance. We don't care. You can do the little circle thing. Or you can stand in place and do this thing. Or do like a Kelly and do this thing. You can be like a Aaron and do all this thing. Pick up chain. Whatever you want to do. It's cool. All I'm saying is we want you to fucking dance. We didn't drive down here for our help. 1, 2, 3, D-A-N-C-E!
It's crazy.
Hey.
Yo. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Supernova Saturdays, your quarantine sessions. I am your host, Coolie Ranx, with a special guest in the house today. The dude trying to be flyer than me. He's always been flyer than me. Hating on him 1,000%.
And the weather's nice here too.
Stop! Yes, we have a special guest. Hold on, bro. Hold on. We have a special guest in the building, Gregory Lee from Hepcat. What's up, bro?
What's happening, Coolie Ranx? How you doing, man?
Boy, I ain't as good as you, man. I was just trying to, I'm that squirrel in your world, just trying to get in there.
I feel the same over here on the West Coast, man. It's the same
stop it, man. Listen,
same day.
Let me tell you what you've been doing to me. See, you ain't know. I used to be the flyest dude, as I thought. I thought I was the flyest dude in Scott. Until you and your duo came out here with your fly clothes and fly hats and dance moves and
well, we had a mission, man. We had a mission.
Yo,
to go to the East Coast and destroy.
Listen, I felt your mission. I felt your presence as soon as you guys hit the stage. This is no lie. The first time I seen you dudes, I was sitting on the balcony. I think it was in House of Blues. We had just played or whatever. Or we was about to play, but you dudes came on. Oh my God, there was a like the spirit just came into the whole room, dude, and it was like.
No, man, no. I remember in Rhode Island, I believe it was Rhode Island, we played this small club. It was super hot. I'm like, fuck, we gotta go on after them. And y'all just ripped it apart.
I'm talking toasters, bro.
Toasters? Oh, okay.
I'm talking when the magic came, bro. I'm talking when the magic, when it was just like, woo, that kind of.
Good times, though.
Dude, bro, I'm telling you, man. Enough respect, man. Enough respect.
Hey, respect back, man. Respect back. So how you doing?
Legend. I'm good, man. I'm no corona. I'm good, man. I'm good. What's to say,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying, what's to say? I'm good. You're looking good over there, man. Your hat is tilted right.
Gotta own that stuff, otherwise it's just a hat. If you drive an old car and it's dirty, it's just an old car. But if you clean it up, it's an old cool car.
It's a cool car.
So, same thing could be said about dress, same thing could be said about everything.
True that. But you guys know all about cars over there in Cali and fixing them up and making them bounce and making them dance. We never did that.
Yes.
We never did that. We just drove cars,
It's true. It's very true. But, we got all this sun. You got to do something with it.
Y'all ain't planting any. Oh, you do plant, don't you? Y'all plant over there, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Kind bud.
Yes.
So let me ask you some musical questions and let me get in here. How did you start? Thank you. How did you start in this music career of yours? How did you get into it?
It actually began as kind of a mistake. Like I was in high school in writing class, and I just was writing poetry and short stories. And then I started kind of thinking about things that I like at the time, some hip hop, some rap before it was called hip hop. And I started, basically in my head, I was kind of trying to write raps, but it kept getting polluted by my ska that I love so much. And I kept hearing people like Stranger Cole doing the same lyrics that I was writing, or Toots Hibbert doing the same lyrics that I was writing. So I figured, why not give it a chance? And at the same time, we were out watching, bands of the day. The Toasters would come through, No Doubt, Donkey Show, all these bands would come through. And at first, I loved all of it because I love ska. But then, as you start to get accustomed to the songs that each band was playing, you start to focus more on the DJ in between. And the DJ in between was playing the rock steady, the ska, playing all the good stuff. And I noticed every time that happened, everybody would go out and dance. And I said, that is what I want to do. Because when the bands play, you'll have people who were brave, out there jumping around, and then the people outskirts kind of dancing, but you didn't have everybody dancing. And that kind of, to me, was the mission. That kind of was like the goal, is to get couples, to stay together throughout a whole show and make their relationship at the end of the show better for it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's what it is.
And as a result, there's like this whole generation of like 20-somethings who were like born, conceived after Hepcat shows, and people tell me about it all the time.
They should have your last name, bro.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. They keep that last name. But
no
I'm happy to
no
be
child
a part
support. No, just
up to here.
Y'all did a great job, though. I swear, your music is timeless.
Thank you.
Your music is time. You perfected the sound. You created the sound too.
Well, right. You know, that's the thing, though, Coolie. The funny thing about it was when we first started, we had a song called what's it called? I don't remember the name of the song right now, but Almighty is what it was called. I wrote that song with Peter Tosh singing it in my head. So when we played it, I thought we sounded exactly like the Wailers until I heard it on recording. And I was like, yeah, no. And when we went out with the Scotolites, same thing. Every song we did, we thought sounded exactly like them. But side by side, we realized we don't sound nothing like them. But we sound like us. Let's take that and grow. And we had people willing at the time. Dave Fuentes was a bass player who passed away. God rest his soul in peace. Yeah. He was one of those innovators who saw that too and was down to keep working on what we made, not what we were covering. Yeah. And that's how Hepcat kind of evolved to what it became.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Do you... So I'm not gonna hate on you anymore. And the realness, I admire everything that you guys have done, man, and still.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
Thank you. You've inspired like a whole generation. You may have given birth to a generation, but you've also inspired a wave of music that is what is current right now.
Like, yeah, you know, we owe that same respect to the people before us. Like, I was just talking to a cat the other day about the Untouchables from Los Angeles, and I couldn't say the Untouchables without saying Fishbone.
True.
You know, growing up here, 14 years old, people saying, hey, there's this show, this band playing, these black dudes that go crazy. Really? And you go, your life has changed.
Yeah.
That show you go and see when you're 14, 15 years old, after that, your life is never going to be the same again. And mine wasn't. And I could say off the top of my head, like 50 people who were changed by those shows. And without them and the Untouchables, and just in general, the LA scene, I mean, we had X playing all the time, Johnny Thunders with the Blasters. You know, we had all these bands that are like legendary now that we could see for $5 at like 15, 16 years old. Without this like beautiful nursery to create all these different things, there'd be nothing. There'd be no doubt. No disrespect. They're all my friends and everything, but none of them would exist. And I think everybody, whenever they have the opportunity, they should be saying that, because we owe these bands everything.
This is truth.
Yeah.
This is truth, because I was saying the same thing to myself. I'm spinning in my car and I'm playing all these songs, right? But I'm like, I really want to play the next wave, which was the wave that came before all of this.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, like, you listen to Bad Brains now, or watch. Yeah. Forget about listen. Watch Bad Brains and tell me somebody who could do that on stage.
Yeah.
He's insane. You know,
and Angelo too. And I mean, when I see Angelo, they're gods. They're gods. Even how I was fortunate to watch him just not being on the stage before I even met him, before I ever knew who he was, right?
Yeah.
And even just how he skanked, it was like, oh, this dude can really skank. And then I saw him go on the stage. I was like, oh, that's why he can scat.
Yeah, man. And you know what's
I
funny
didn't even
about
know who he
Angelo?
was.
We would go to Venice Beach down here in California. We go to Venice Beach all the time and hang out. It was like the place to go, you know. And there'd be this dude called Bugs Bunny that did all these popping moves, but he did them kind of like Bugs Bunny on that. There's one cartoon where Bugs Bunny's doing all this weird movement. This dude would do that on the beach for, you know, huge crowds. I found out like a year later that was fucking Angelo. That was
What?
that was Fishbone in its like infancy when I first saw him on the beach doing that. Every day he'd be there. I'm like, who is this crazy ass dude? Oh, language.
I think it's PG. I think it's good on the internet. You good? You're good.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So yeah, that dude's like run through every portion of my life, and same thing with Jerry from the Untouchables. You know, these dudes, I owe everything. I mean, not that I have much to give, but
no, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
That's your influence, and that's your foundation.
Sure. Yeah, man.
Feel you, bro. Feel you. We're gonna get into some videos now and just see, you know, let the people see what you do, and then we're gonna come back and talk. Yo, I'm gonna stun on you. I'm gonna change my hat on you right now, bro.
I got a backup right here.
I got one for you, man. I'm gonna change up on you right now.
We'll change hats every segment.
Yo, that's it. We'll be right back. We're gonna play some videos and we'll be right back. We're gonna see what you got.
All right.
All you motherfuckers with your hands up, I better not see you standing still. Let's see your hands up. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. Is even more than anyone that you adore and love. Is all that I can give to you. Oh, love is more than just a game for two. True love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. It's even more than anyone that you adore. Is all that I can give to you. Oh, love is more than just a game for two. True love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love, it was made for me and you. up the rock and roll voice, man. How you people feeling up there? No, I didn't do it. Show them how you do it.
We used to watch WWF.
Ah, I see. Y'all know I know Jeff since Jeff and I were kids. I used to say I knew him when he was a kid, but I've soon realized that actually I was a kid too.
Yeah, we're the same age. Now.
No.
So Johnny Scott told me, as you get older, you become the same age.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right, you guys. I think you guys need some Prozac. Jimmy! Hepcat in the front to make you do the gotcha. So dance and love and sing. But the worries and the worry. Get out. Sitting in the shade of that mango tree. Just get some sweet honey. She loves the fit your eye like so. No one can ever make my Want to do a three-part? Want to do a three-part? Be your first time in history. Get low, get down, get low. Start over again. Basement, y'all. Keep going. Not you. on, everybody. Cha la 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 la. Cha la 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 la. Cha la 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 la. Cha la 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 la. Cha la 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 la. Cha la la. There you go.
Yeah. See, I thought I was gonna stop hating, right? She come, I was like, I'm gonna bring out my hat.
I got a fresher. I got a fresher.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, this is my house. I got like fucking 100 hats in the other room.
See, my stuff is in storage, man. I'll be like, anyway, what's good, bro? How you doing?
Real
Be
good.
back.
Real good. Like you said, man, nobody I know or love or am connected to has got the COVID. In fact, it's just the opposite. Everybody is happy and healthy and enjoying their time together and enjoying how beautiful it's been kind of without people.
Well, I got a few family members with the COVID out here. It's crazy.
I know, man. I know in New York it's rough.
Crazy. Yeah. But there's always, your own system that's gonna fight whatever is happening, you know what I mean? So let me shout out to everybody that has COVID and is surviving with COVID. So enough respect to those who are surviving, and my condolences for those that have not made it out there with the COVID, you know what I mean? Enough respect to y'all, and prayers.
It's a good time for people to take example and pull the people you love close and hug and love them. Spend some time, maybe have a conversation that you never had. It's good for that.
Yeah.
It's good for a lot of things. There's some good in this bad time. And
well, I see the good. Look, we talking. Look, bro. This is.
I'm home. I'm not running. You're not running. We're just all hanging out.
Indeed, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
So before this COVID happened, what bands were like? Were the upcoming bands? Somebody out there has a question. Like, what are the upcoming bands? Sorry. What other upcoming bands you're looking at nowadays? Like, who's making noise?
Oh man, there's a bunch here from LA that have been playing for a minute. Steady 45s. I'm not sure how familiar everybody is, but I know they've been out and running and working really hard. The Delirians. There's a few more. The names will come to me in a minute, but because I don't remember their name doesn't diminish my love for them. Yeah. There's quite a few, not as many as before. I'll say that straight up. Not as many as before. Yeah, but what is coming out is a certain level of quality and a certain level of I don't know. They're doing their own thing within the music. It's not. We're not talking about a carbon copy of anybody, and that's what I've been seeing a lot. If anything, they'll do a cover to the Nines, like perfectly, but then they'll turn around and do their own song with equal passion. And that's pretty much what we all been waiting for this whole time, is to have bands do that.
I got the chance to go to California. I think it was last year. We went to California, and I heard a couple of bands. And since this whole COVID thing, I've been reaching out to bands just blindly. It's like, yo, can I get some of your music? Can I get some of your music? And I got a couple of bands from Cali that I like out there. A couple of bands like Half Past Two. I heard them. This is a female singer. She's really good. Rundown Creeps. I can keep going. Let me see who else I got. And there's a couple of them I like out there. A couple of them I like out there.
Yeah, basically out here we're covered as far as bands go. Like, if the bands that everybody's been seeing for 10, 20 years aren't available, there are bands out doing the thing that are of equal quality. And not equal, sorry. I'll have to say better.
Well, there's a lot of young bands. Shout out to all the young bands.
Big shouts out.
You know what I mean? We were there too. Not that we're big bands, but you know, we were there at the same place, so it's all good.
Who's
Anybody
paid?
can do it. For real, right? All if I do,
Yeah.
all if I do, all if I do.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
Let me see. Let me see anybody from today go on $5 a day per diem. Let me see. all the way across the United States, $5 a day.
They do it though. They listen. We went out with a young band. I don't know how they managed to do it, man. Shout out to Stop the Presses. They did it the other day, man. So more power to them and any other band that can do it. More power to them. You know what I mean? They put their whole life on the line for this. And people love ska like that. They just put it out there on their line. You know what I mean? So
yes.
Them that too do that.
I'm sorry, I'm looking away. I'm looking at people commenting.
It's all good. Stop it. Put your phone down. Put your goddamn phone down.
Well, I just want to say hi to Heather.
What's up, Heather? What's up? Let me ask you a question.
Right.
Because you mentioned, you know, the people that influenced you, and at first it was like, you know, Stranger Cole and things like that. Are you West Indian?
No, my family, I was born in Alabama.
Wow.
But the way it worked out is my father was an engineer and producer at a studio in Alabama. So the house always had music, to the point for a little kid that it was annoying, you know. But thank God it was like that, you know, because in that house there was ska, there was reggae, you know, where no house was playing this, you know. And to me at the time, I was like, it sounds like fun circus music, you know. I'm talking a little kid, you know. So I kind of gravitated towards it, you know, and as the years went by, it kind of always was there right next to me, you know, and eventually it became me.
For sure, definitely, I understand that, because even though I'm a mix up. I'm a mix up. You. I got too much thing happening inside this blood and this body of mine. Don't worry about it. Let's keep it on you. Let's keep it on you right now. No, we'll keep it on you.
All right.
So, do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I dabble.
Okay.
Yeah,
I dabble. What'd you dabble in? The keyboards?
Keyboard, guitar, but I would never play in front of anybody. I'll sit here in my house and you know, run chords maybe, but never in front of any actual living, walking, hearing people.
Best show that you've ever done, that you felt you nailed it. Yeah.
Not that.
That's all right.
Not that I felt that I nailed it, but I mean, every show has its magic.
Yeah.
You know, like I was telling our newest, who's been with us for a while, like 8 years, Cheekies, our bass player, a while ago. I was like, man, you know, I've died 1,000 times on stage. To me, that means having a bad show. But each one of those, they're probably better than your best show because you're learning during the process. And the next time you come around, that same place where you failed, where you didn't do good, or you felt you didn't do good. I mean, of course, you're probably going to say, and everybody says, the crowd didn't hear it. But I did.
Yeah.
And we all have our own level of expectation that we want to project. And when you come under it, you know it, you feel it, you take it home.
Yeah, feel you.
You know, so every show to me is a winner. There's no show that I've just forgotten about because it was such a nightmare. The nightmare shows, in some cases, are the best. Like you know, taking the stage after Public Enemy.
Whoa.
Nightmare show. 40,000 people outdoors. You know, it's a nightmare show. Nothing went right, but I watch it now and I'm like, you know, that ain't that bad. We did it. We did that. Yeah. You know.
You did that. You did that. That's you did that. You know what I mean? Good or bad, you did that, son.
I did that. I survived and I was up for the next show the next night.
That's right.
And I brought the energy that show gave me into, instead of 40,000 people, a 300-person capacity club. And it took my thing and Hepcat's thing. Everybody took what they got that night before into the next night, and it just kept growing. You know, so So there's no one show that's better. I mean, there's beautiful shows like playing in New Zealand. You know, like there are shows that are magical playing in Hawaii or a castle in Germany. You know, these things are really beautiful, and they're everybody's dream to go to a place and play such a magical place.
Yeah.
But that's not what makes it for me. You know, what makes it for me is my own personal thing. You know, I love to meet people. I love to travel all on my own. I don't need no band for that. So when I do this, it's a game with myself. So there's not a show that I don't still have a clear memory of almost every second of the show. I was telling Alex, he's like, you know, how do you run at the gym for like an hour and a half? And I was like, actually, it's more like an hour and 50. You know what? I was like, yeah, that's the length of our set. So I start running, and in my head, I'm singing the songs and giving time in between, and I make sure that physically I could do our set while on that treadmill.
Wow,
you know, it's a mental game with self. You know, and that's what I get out of it.
I don't do nothing.
And look at you kill it. You kill it. If I didn't do anything, I would just be a sweaty mess. You know,
I'm lying. I run up to the mountains all the time, dude.
There you go.
Ain't no mountains. Ain't no mountains in New York, bro. Ain't no mountains.
Upstate.
I live in New York, but ain't no mountains. Yeah, upstate. Different world.
It's okay, man. I thought you were talking about like a big building. You know, you just run up the stairs.
I used to do that when I lived in my apartment building in Brooklyn. I used to run up the stairs saying, "Oh my God." Then I think about this toaster set, and I'm like, "Keep going, keep going."
That's what I'm talking about. You know, like for me,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
If I stop running, I'm gonna do that same thing on stage.
Yeah.
You know, so keep running.
Yeah. Keep running. People are asking why aren't your songs on Spotify? They ask why mine on, and I already know why they're not. So why aren't yours on Spotify?
I don't know. Why aren't yours?
Record company. Oh, maybe the same. We have the same difficulties then. The record company owns them. Is that okay? There you go.
Yeah, depending on what song you're talking about. I mean, there's one particular label that's had their thumb on top of us that really were so devious in the way they handled us. I want everybody to know it's a surprise that Hepcat is still around. You know, we got out from under that on our own. The record didn't come back to us. As you know, songs aren't on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know, for a young band at the time, that stops a lot of bands. You get so, you know, disenfranchised that you just don't want to even continue. But fortunately, because of love of people wanting to see us, we kept playing. And but yeah, that's probably why.
Okay, still the same as mine too. Yeah, same situation.
Yeah. Working on that right now, though.
Oh, of course you are. And I'm still waiting for that feature, bro.
Coming up.
Okay.
Coming
I'm
up.
like, yo, where the love at, you know?
Yeah, I just found out some stuff the other day about said label. So working on it.
All right, cool. We talk about that.
Yeah.
Offline. Let me ask you. Your music is inspired a lot as like that push it. I'm going back now.
Yeah. Move it. Push it.
Oh my God.
Push it. Come on, baby, dance with me.
That's a sexy tune, boy. That's a tune. That's the baby making one right there, right? I got some memories. I got some memories of that song when we first went to New York that maybe we shouldn't say. We'll talk about it after, because there's some people that we all know involved that were kind of mocking us for that. But that song came about, like I said, you know, the mission was to get couples out there and dance. And the song was, I kind of wrote it about this person I was in high school with,
that wasn't into ska or any of that stuff, you know, that was into cafes and being cool and being, you know, berets at the time. And I wrote it thinking in terms of her, but it wound up being exactly what I wanted for Hepcat, because that was the vibe. You know, the vibe was get a guy and a girl out to dance and talk about it from the man's perspective. Like, why don't you come and dance with me? You know, like instead of like the girl, come on, dance, come on, trying to coax the guy. No, this time it's the guy trying to coax the girl. And yeah, that song's one of my favorites and probably will always be.
Yeah, it's mine too. I think it's a lot of people's favorites. What about that Prisoner? That Prisoner, I think it's a Prisoner of Love.
Yeah, Alex Desire wrote that.
That's a beautiful song, man.
Yeah, it is. It is. It was beautiful from the get. It was beautiful in the remake, and it's still beautiful live.
Yeah, man. Big tune. Yeah, big tune. What do you think about the bands that are emulating your sound? Just asking.
Yeah. I don't see them as emulating our sound. I see them, if I even notice, they're doing what we did. You know, I mean, you don't have a Svengali that suddenly pops up in the world and creates some music that no one's ever heard before. You just don't have that. Music is pretty much found its parameters to play in. And each person generally, each group generally finds their way to what will eventually sound like by giving respect and trying to accomplish what people before them did. So when I hear people doing it, it's so much respect and it's so humbling. But at the same time, I'm like, 2 years. 2 years. I want to hear what y'all got in 2 years, because in 2 years, you'll be looking back at that going, yeah, we did that a long time ago. This is us now. And that's what's the most important.
Yeah. And also knowing where it came from and just shouting out those who paved the way.
Right. Well, you know, a lot of people don't do that. People won't believe that someone else came up with something that they think they did. You know, and that to me is like the major sin. You know, there's no way you weren't influenced by what came before, because they didn't have restrictions. When the blues guys, you know, who are out there playing on muddy tracks, you know, in little tiny huts in front of, you know, 22 people in the 30s, you know, way back when, they had no parameters for music. So what they created there dictated everything to come after it as far as rock and roll. You know, so it's a pretty amazing world we live in musically, to try to reach to those different ends of whatever musical universe and try to grab something that we can call our own.
We played a video with you singing it. That's a new release with all these guys. Which one?
Are you talking about Gigi with Luigi?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the latest.
Well, it's not a release. That was actually done as a benefit. But he didn't just listen to it. I hope y'all kicked down a little bit of something to help. I had found out before that one was done, the ones preceding it actually generated a good amount of money and got PPE and different things that they needed in Italy very badly. And not just a little bit of it. They got a lot of it through this little thing of ours, this thing that Gigi came up with. People kick down and they're showing the love and helping out in Italy.
Respect. And do you have more releases coming too besides that one? Or
No, I mean, I always, like you know, always things on the back burner. There's a lot of people who want me to be doing stuff that I keep going, you know, I try to find time for everything, but it's difficult. You know, you got life, you got other stuff going on.
Gotcha.
You know, even in these times where there's still a whole bunch of time, I'm more busy now than ever, you know, between shopping for 3 households and going up to my mom's, making sure she's okay. And, you know, it's a lot. Nessa's out there shopping right now for her family.
So
it's not easy.
I saw a video once. Actually, it's on the Pick It Up movie. It's on the Pick It Up documentary. That when you guys are playing, you was thinking people was hating on you because they weren't moving.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
and then you was like, no, they like you. They just don't know how to dance.
Yeah.
So then you came up with the synchronized dance, and I just thought you guys was just nice like that, and you came out there to put it on us. You know what I mean?
It was something we always wanted to do,
this.
but we didn't know how to incorporate it until then. And remember before I was talking about when we got to New York, we're on a mission. Mm-hmm. That was the tail end of that mission. When we got to New York those first couple times, we went through the middle of the country, and by the time we got to New York, we're like, "What's up? Y'all gonna dance or what?" You know, it's like we're like cocky about it. Like, what? You guys pay that money? You don't even come to dance? You want to run around in place? That's what you want to do? That was our attitude. So like we would show up, and it would be like, I remember me and Alex would say like, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" And it'd be like, "Yay!" And we'd always say, "You know what? Don't worry, we'll come to you." And we would play and not say anything in between songs until people started dancing. And then we got everything going. Because, yeah, that put a big chip on our shoulder because we play in LA and everybody's dancing, you know? And then we go to like the middle of the country and there's a lot of people standing around watching us. Midwest people, I love you. I'm just saying that happened. It doesn't happen anymore. Some of the best dancers I know are from the Midwest. But at the time, it was all about Mustard Plug and everybody else. So when we played, they were just like, we don't know what to do.
Like I said, you changed not only the attire, because we stopped getting dressed up.
Mm.
You know what I mean? We stopped being flies. Like, we just stopped. It became more like college stuff. You know what I mean? After a while, but you guys brought a whole new wave that's just swept the country style. I wanted to go to California. I was actually thinking of relocating there because it was just so fly. You had them. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, you know what's about that is, again, you got to go back to the Untouchables for that particular point. I was telling the cat the other day, when you thought on Wednesday, I'm gonna go check out the Untouchables on Friday at somewhere out in Orange County or Hollywood or whatever. Everybody you knew was thinking about that. So come Friday morning, we were off on scooters, headed in that direction. And then, there was a pre-party somewhere or a park or a beach. And then the show would happen. And then there was a party after that. So that would go on till like 10 o'clock the next day. So it became this thing where you had to leave wearing your best and keep it nice for like a day and a half. You know what I mean? So an Untouchables show was like, it was like a happening. It wasn't like a gig where you just, I'm gonna go check out this band on Thursday. I'll be back by 11:30. It was like a 4-day, you got to think about it. You got to get your friends together. No cell phones. So we got to either get on the phone or roll by their house. You going to the Untouchables? We're going to be driving about 10 o'clock. We'll meet you at the gas station. It's a big deal. So I think without knowing it, I think that kind of became our thing too, where the expectation was, this isn't just, you're not just going to show up for the time we play. There's going to be a party at this house, or, that afterwards there's going to be this going on. And I knew all this stuff because all my friends were doing it. So I actually, now I feel like that comes from that time. Like we picked it up from them because it was just how things worked in California.
I got somebody shouting you out right here from Mustard Plug. Dave says he got schooled. He said he got schooled on how to dance. So inspirational, totally inspirational. So I guess you gave some Mustard Plug some dance moves.
Wait, what are you talking about, Dave? You didn't have a dance, motherfucker.
That's what he said. That's what he's. It's not for me. It's what Dave's saying. Dave's saying this. It's like he schooled him on how to dance. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dave and Mustard Plug.
They schooled us on how to rock a show.
They
And they
definitely
still
do
do.
rock a show. Yeah,
They do rock a show.
I learned a lot from them. I ain't gonna tell them what I learned from them. Not today anyway. But listen, we coming to the end of the show. I gotta shout out Greg for coming through. Thank you so much, Greg, for coming.
Hey,
through
thank
today.
you, Coolie Ranx. Thank you very much, and
Much
thank you,
appreciated.
John Bravo. Thank you, everybody involved.
April and Tim.
I love this time. I'm so glad we had this time together, like Carol Burnett would say. Whole bunch of people have no idea who I'm talking about.
Yeah, they'll go back and then Google her name and her show. She had a variety show.
Yeah, she had a variety show. She was fantastic.
Dude, you're a living legend. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't care what people say, legend. I'm just like, as far as a person, you're amazing and you're dynamic and you're super talented. And I'm glad that you came here today and blessed us with your presence. And I'm glad you do what you do. Keep doing what you do, because we need is you. Trust me.
Hey, man.
Trust me.
Same, brother. These days in general, even without COVID, we were needed. And I'm very proud of us both and happy and thankful that we're able to do it. You know, it's a thing that we started. You know, why not do it?
Yeah.
Like Dave Fuentes used to say, like, you know, when the whole band's fighting and arguing, he would stand there quiet and he would say, why can't we just play? Yeah. And that to me is everything. That to me always is like right here. You know, forget about everything else. Just do what we do. You know, it's what we've done. Why not do it?
For sure. And shout out to everybody that comes to the shows and listens to ska in their house, in the kitchen, in their bedroom, in the bathroom. Shout out to everybody that comes out and who tunes in. Like and share these videos, people. Like and share this show so other people can see it. Like and share. And shout out where you're from. We want to know where you're from. You know, just show your appreciation. We appreciate you all for sticking around to this evening. Dave.
And hey, as far as music goes, for all y'all people out there, can you see that? It says X Kugat. Google that.
We can't see that. Bring it closer.
Bring it closer. All right. Hold on.
Bring it closer, bro.
Can you see that?
Okay. Yep. Let's see it.
Some people know who Xavier Cugat is, but a lot of people won't. But I think everybody should. Not just because I have his painting on my wall, but because he was like one of the big band leaders that defined what it means to be a big band leader.
Beautiful. Greg Lee, Hepcat.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for spending your Saturday afternoon with us. And
my pleasure.
Afternoon for you, evening for us. But thank you so much for coming out here and doing this for us. Appreciate you.
Hey, thank you, Coolie. We're gonna
run this whole thing back again and let other people see it. But like and share, people, so people can see this. Thank you all so much. See you next week with King Django. King Django's on next week.
I got some stuff to say to him.
I know.
All you motherfuckers with your hands up, I better not see you standing still.
No. Yeah. Jump on next week.
Yeah, man. For sure.
You hear me? Jump on next week. Johnny Bravo. Oh, we live again? Oh. Yeah. We want you to
Yeah.
Because you know.
All you motherfuckers with your hands up, I better not see you standing still. Let's see your hands up. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore and love. Is all that I can give to you. Oh, love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. It's even more than anyone that you adore. Love is all that I can give to you. Oh, love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love, it was made for me and you. Love is all that I can give to you. Oh, love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart, please don't break it. Love was made for me and you. Oh, I said love was made for me and you. Oh, I said love was made for me and you.
How you doing? We're called Hepcats. We just flew in yesterday from Los Angeles and we wanted to play y'all some music. Is that cool? You down there have some fun? Just as the autumn weather turn the leaves to play, you better get yourself together or be forever changed. I see the gold in your eyes, this is gold like the Somebody's baby. When you smile at the night, when you're out the sunlight, when you are beautiful, when you are beautiful, when you are beautiful. Hepcat and Coolie. How you feeling? I'm thinking today.
It got warm quick. I'm swooning. Those are some of the most positive moments I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. Wow. Woo. Y'all ready? Let's keep this going. Yeah.